Why? Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Shout out to Seymour. Thank you for being the first one in this morning. Asaret Odetta, thank you for being here this morning as well. Shout out to everybody going out to work this morning, coming in from work. Shout out to the drivers. Shout out to every profession, law enforcement profession, professionals, or medical profession, people of the medical profession. Shout out to law enforcement, military. Shout out to just everybody. If you're sweeping the streets or you're working in corporate environment, all of you, everybody out there, garbage man, right up to, I would say, the prime minister or the president, whoever. But if you're up this morning and out to get it in an honest way, then big up and shout out to you. You're up on the hustling and the juggling this morning, not true? Man, I can't tell you that I'm up and bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and ready to go, because I'm not. I feel beat down. I'm extremely tired. My weekend started around midday of Friday and ended this morning. So I'm dead tired. And I haven't gotten much sleep. And I'm looking to go get some sleep. But I don't complain. I complain still. I am very thankful that I am able to do the things that I'm able to do. I was just trying to show the family a good time and show wifey a good time and create some good memories and these things. Have the vlogs coming, because I was videoing all weekend also, right? Some things are not in there. You just have to take my word for it, because we can't show everything. We have to save some things for ourselves. But, that's how it goes. So usually Monday morning is what? Manic Mondays, or I call it money-making Mondays. It's another opportunity to get up, go out, and go get you some dollars and cents, right? And be on something progressive and productive. And that's what it is this morning. Mondays are usually, the weekend is over. You know, when time picnic, I go back at school and then free paper bun up. That's what the elders used to call it for us. That's how Monday mornings be feeling, right? I'm no different from you. I feel just the same. I feel like my free paper bun up. I feel like this is, oh God, I gotta come to this monitors thing this morning, and I got a bunch of other stuff going on today, and I'm trying to juggle everything back again. But all right, here we are. Give thanks, because you get the opportunity to do it. Some people laid up in a hospital. They can't even fix their business if they wanted to. They got to worry about what medication to take next, what the outcome is going to be. Am I even going to leave this hospital alive? Some people are bedridden by now. Some people are you understand, in a worse situation. So we give thanks and we continue going, right? Morning, fam. Who really first day of retirement? What? Debbie Jervis, you retired? Or you're just saying that? I think Debbie said something about first day of retirement. Jane Anders says, I thought you weren't going to be here. No, this morning I was definitely going to be here. You know what? I wake up and said to myself, I can't let Monday start. Because Monday is the start of the week for us, right? Work week. So I can't let Monday start and I don't start the people them off right. Monday. It's a family affair and we have to see each other so the rest of the week goes good. Even if it's going to be short. I'm going to do my best to be here. And here I am. Right. We're going to big up some people. Little Red Gucci too, good morning. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Bridget, thank you for being here. Bridget says, like up the live as soon as you come in. Mr. Article Dunn is in the building this morning, checking in from 39,000 feet. I don't know where I'm there, in the air somewhere. He's always heading somewhere. Boy, I wish we could have traveled like someone. Kaz Robinson, good morning, fam. Debbie Jervis, big up yourself. Really first day of retirement. And Cinnamon Toast Cinnamon's in the building this morning. Says, good morning. It's happy Monday. Let's go. Morning thoughts, baby. All right. Rochelle Morgan is here this morning. Rochelle, big up yourself and thank you for being here this morning. Nope, enough did. Literally, Thursday was the last day on the job. Hey, when you work hard and you get to that point and it's time to throw it up and go out the door. Hey, but nowadays it's kind of hard to be retired. You know, you got to make sure your finances are straight. That's one of my biggest fear is moving into a retirement age era. Honestly, I don't want to ever retire. I want to do something that I'm able to do until I leave Earth. You know, one of those kind of jobs where you're able to do it until you leave Earth. There's a purpose in it for you, and people don't mind you doing it till you leave Earth. I want one of those because after retirement comes what? If you don't have the finances to finance that dream that you dream about, I'm going to retire and I'm going to travel the world. And I have a long bucket list of things. I want to go skydiving in South Africa. I want to go this in Nigeria. I want to do this in over here. I want to be in France for this festival. And then you don't have the finances to do it. Your retirement becomes sitting home. Yeah. Go out for early morning drives, walk on the beach. You clogging up traffic because people got to get to work. This is Florida for you, if anything, because Florida is like a big retirement state, right? And you're young. You got to go. You're like, oh God, I got this appointment. I got to be at the dentist by this time. Then I got to go clock in over here. Then I have, and you get out on the street and people are like this. You see two knuckles on the steering wheel and they're like driving 15 miles per hour in mid traffic. Bum, bum. Now they got a law here that says you can't blow your horn. So when people are clogging the way, you get the drift. So your finances have got to be straight in order for you to retire properly, peacefully, or else you're gonna be retired and what? Bored, stuck. Probably have to go take up a job at Walmart as a greeter at the door or something, run a cash register just to have people to socialize with. I've seen people do that. People have said, yeah, I don't really need this job. I worked with so-and-so for how many years, but it's nice to have the extra income coming in, which means I still don't have to touch my pension or my 401k or my whatever they got going on. And this money right here could pay for like my medication, my groceries, my this, my that, my whatever. And I basically just do this just to have people to socialize with. All my kids are grown and gone. They live in different countries and different places. That's what it becomes. So make sure you putting your finances together, my friend. All right. This little group right here is a network as well. Reach out to the other people in this group right here, because some people I don't want to call out people's name. I don't know. Your information when you speak to me is privy to only me. But y'all speak to each other in this group. There are some people in this group who are doing very well, who are on that track already. And it's about networking, right? Some people are willing to share information on how you level up, flip that money, and prepare yourself for longevity. All right. When I retire, I don't care if I do nothing. My time. Yeah, that's true. That's what. Listen, I watch people and I pay attention. There's a documentary about retirees, and that's one of the first things that came on the screen. A lady said exactly that. She said, you work all these years. She worked 40 something years, and she was like, I'm ready to retire. And you tell yourself that I can't wait to get to it. And she was like, it's all good. And it was all good about the first year or two in. And then after that, it was sheer boredom. It was not having enough money to. That's why I say these things. I hear it from those who have retired. Sheer boredom, not having enough money to do the things that she really wanted to do, and these kind of things. It's just a warning. If you're one of those people that could sit home, think about it. If you retire at, say, 55, 65, 55 is early retirement. I don't see anybody really doing that. If you retire, say 60, 65, right? 65. If you live another 40 years, what the hell are you doing for the next 40 years? If your finances aren't good, think about that. Another 40 years of sitting on your front porch, and it's not going, trust me, it's not going to be fun like it sounds like it's going to be fun. Only because you got to get up and go to work now. You're like, man, I can't wait to get to retire. I'm tired of this. I'm stuck in traffic going. I'm stuck in traffic coming home. I hate this job. I hate her. She here every day, just loud and obnoxious and disrespectful. I can't wait for my retirement. You want to get away from certain people in certain environment. Then retirement hit. And God bless you with a long life. And you're like, damn, 40 more years of just sitting on the front porch? Nah. 40 more years of just digging in the same garden in front of the house, looking at the same flowers, nah, you start to hate your house. You, you wanna go somewhere. I'm telling you, you wanna go places, you wanna see things, you wanna build new relationships with people, whether they're platonic or whether they're close or they're distant relationships. You're gonna want to still live, and more than ever, you're gonna want to enjoy life more and experience more because you sacrificed a lot. This is why I big up working people every single day, because it takes discipline. It takes discipline to be able to get up and go every single day and make yourself go. We could all be lazy. We can all be lazy. We can all lay down and be like, I don't feel like doing nothing today. I'm just going to lay here. I'm tired. And they tell you at the job, hey, you keep coming in late. The third time you do that, we're going to have to hire somebody else. And you're like, frig it. Keep the job. I'm tired. We could all do it. But what do you get in the long run? So shout out to the people out there getting up every day, getting to it. I know you have a plan, but make sure that your plan works out financially. So when those years come, you don't fool yourself into thinking the net of 40 years is going to be cool just sitting on your porch, because it's not. It's not. You're going to need a social life, okay? And you're going to want to do the things you've always wanted to done. All the things you delayed for so long, just so you can work, can save and raise kids and keep a family together and put it together and all that. You sacrificed all those years. I am willing to bet, I haven't reached it yet, but I'm willing to bet after you hit a certain stage in life, you are probably thinking, I'm 70. I've never seen anybody live 70 times 2. So I don't have another 70 years. What are the list of things that I always wanted to do? Where's my list? You know what I'm saying? Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning, family. How you doing this morning?
You know what? I'm going to say I'm doing wonderful.
Talk to us.
I have to say that. I have to say that. Because Yeshua bless me, so I have to say I'm doing wonderful.
Manners and respect. Talk to us.
Yeah, man.
What you got for me this morning?
If you don't mind, I have first thing I just want to say this, right? I live in Florida. Love my J home. So here's what I'm doing, and then we can talk about other things.
Okay.
I have a company called Staninka Limited. That's in Jamaica right now. And what Staninka Limited do is light up Jamaica. And when I say light up Jamaica, I'm doing solar street light for all the farmers in Jamaica, all the dark areas that we can think of, whether it's Brownstone, Pasmatone, all of the area them, all of the parish them. And I can send you, some information on the light. And so I'm very dedicated home because I'm planning on moving back home. So that's my business there.
Okay.
And a lot of people has been encouraging me. A lot of people want it. A lot of people have it. I can send you everything that you want, but I want to help the areas and that, when we have the hurricane, and sometimes the light go out, and a lot of people can't do nothing, right? So what this allows people to do who cannot afford the riches of Jamaica is still able to put on a pot in their yard if there is no light, and you know how light chip in and out of Jamaica all the time, happen all the time.
Yeah.
And so I am providing that light at a very, very low cost for people who can afford it, not the ones who just want it, but regular people.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah,
and so the company
something.
Name is as again I said, it's called Staninka Limited.
Spell it
and
for me.
It's based in Jamaica. Although I'm in Florida now, but it's based in Jamaica.
Can you spell it for me so I can spell it, put it
Yes.
into the chat?
Yes, absolutely. It's SONONKIAH. That is my mother's African name. Staninka.
Staninka.
Okay. Yes, Saninka. Many years ago, an African gave her that name back in the days in New York. And so I honor that. She passed away, and so I am going to let that live on as well as teach other people what it really means. It means faith and believing in Yeshua. Okay, the Most High.
Yes.
Like that. And so I can also give you my phone number if you don't mind.
I don't mind. How you want to put your information out is up to you. You can deal with me privately or you can deal with me publicly. There are a lot of people here who are interested because this is right along the lines of what I was just talking about. It's all about networking and it's all about connecting with each other and seeing who has what going and who can help you to get to the next level or who you can take to the next level as well or assist in getting to the next level. So yeah.
Exactly. That's what it is, a teamwork. Yeah. A teamwork of us here who are in the States that people feel like we don't matter, but we're part of the Jamaican diaspora, point blank.
Absolutely.
You know, so no, you can deal with me also, so you can call me when you're off here and have some time, but I'm going to give you a phone number if people want to call me, or they can go to Instagram and look for the word Saninka Limited. Okay, it's not advertised really big yet, but you can get to see the items I'm talking about.
Okay. All right.
So my phone number is area code 954
954
865 2190.
2190. And this is
right. Saninka Limited solar street lights.
just the thought of what you're saying is I feel like lifted in spirit, highly motivated about it because we actually had a discussion about this, not to go too far off, but we had a discussion about this not too long ago about why was, say, a place like Jamaica, for instance, is not going more solar and renewable energy than the grid that they're on now, which is very costly. And, you know, there's a whole other bunch of issues there. Lights go out all the time. Right. Sometimes you'll go for days without light and all this. But anyhow, you're onto something. And this, how you do it is you find what's needed and you fill the gap. And that's what this is. That's what this is. All right. I'll place the number in the chat and the name of the company in the chat.
Yes. So call me one away when you're finished doing your morning show.
I will.
Okay?
I will.
Because I want to speak to you. I'm also going to send you a quick message on WhatsApp. I know you get millions of them, but I want to send you a quick message. And maybe when you finish, it's at the top of your WhatsApp. But definitely call me one away. I have to talk to you about something.
Okay, I will do. And thank you for reaching out, all right?
Yeah, man, all the time. Peace and love.
All right, family. Blessings.
Blessings, yes.
All right. Yeah, see, there you go. There you have it. If you ever been in certain places in the Caribbean, you'll know that light goes out, right? Those of us who live in like the US or probably other so-called first world countries, I've seen some videos in the US. I'm starting to question this whole first world country stuff. Somebody sent me a video somewhere in Los Angeles and then another one from Philadelphia. It's like a whole section of the city that looked like it got hit by bombs. And there are people who are on heavy drugs, hundreds of them. And the leaders of the city, mayors, whoever, they're cool with just pushing these people into one neighborhood. And when you go through and you look, you'll be surprised to think, damn, this is America? This is America? People live like this for real? But hey, I've been around a lot of places in America, and I've been asking that question for years. Anyhow, neither here nor there. This Saninka stuff that she's talking about, the solar street lights. If you've been to any of these Caribbean countries, you know when light go out, light go out. And light goes out frequently. And the response time for their people who supply electricity is pretty slow. Sometimes it takes days. I'm here in Florida and my light goes out in the middle of the night, and within an hour, in the middle of the night, FPL is outside of my door. And I'm like, who the hell is knocking my door? Because obviously electricity is gone. Certain things don't work. Who's knocking my door at midnight, at 1 o'clock in the morning? That's the big old FPL truck. And I'm watching this guy climb the pole, a pole that just exploded a few days ago, by the way. But I'm watching him climb the pole at 1 o'clock in the morning. And it's dark out there. And I'm saying to myself, I could never do that job. Because you go up there and you get electrocuted. But the response time is what I'm talking about. We don't have stuff like that in the Caribbean. So it's get in where you fit in kind of thing. See opportunities where you can be wanted and needed and then fill that gap. There are opportunities out there. I'm thinking retirement money. That's what I'm on this morning. Retirement money, setting up a nice nest egg. So you can actually, because I got a list of things, y'all. I have a list of things that I want to do before I exit this life. God willing. I got a list of things. And it's going to take some money to do the list of things. Because that's just how the world's set up. So not a whole lot of money. I don't need $100 million to do some of the stuff I need to do, but it's going to take some money. And that's where I want everybody else to be. I wish for others what I wish for myself. That way. So we have these kind of conversations because I'm trying to put you on to my chain of thought. Seriously, think about this morning. If you've been waking up every day and going to work for how many years now, please start thinking, because I know some of you probably don't even have a little nest egg. You don't have nothing going financially set aside. The years are rolling by fast. Want to see how much time? What's that? It's the freaking weekend. It's another week gone, and another week gone, and another week gone, another month gone. Happy New Year. Another year gone. It'll be here before we know it. Okay? All right. Crystal G says, and especially the monopoly that just has that they have on the country. I just think about all the sunlight Jamaica produces. Yeah. Nitty Bitty Crafter says you're looking very fresh and bright today. I got a haircut. I let the top of my hair grow out because I'm about to do something with it. But I got a haircut and I shaved up the beard a little bit. But I'm tired. I'm dead tired. We went away for the weekend. We had a wonderful weekend as a family, and we had a wonderful night out as a couple that ended. We'll talk about that later. And I want to have wifey on that video when we talk about that too. But we share with people, and I was thinking, I have to lead by example, right? Because when you go through life and you're younger and you don't know it, so you don't get it right. And then you make your mistakes, and now you're trying to make amends in life. That's kind of like me, trying to iron out my wrinkles and make amends and do better at stuff that I didn't know how to do better at before, and that kind of stuff. So this weekend I'm out and I'm watching. We had a beautiful place, which, if for you, those of you who don't know, we travel and we do these vlogs. So if you don't tune into the vlogs that we do, the travel vlogs, at least tune in to see the places where we stay, because the places where we stay are links that come with discounts for people who go through us, right? We had a beautiful place this weekend, and I'm watching the children have fun. Now, mind you, they're not small children anymore. 2 of them are, but the others, 9-year-old, she's in there somewhere. She's like 9 going on 19. She's in there somewhere. And then you have my 16 and 15-year-olds. So they're pretty big. And this place was laid out, had all types of entertainment in it for us. And I said to myself, I'm in the pool and I'm thinking, this is life. This is life. I want all my brothers to see how important it is to stick around for your kids, right? I want all of them to think, like, it's so much fun being out with your friends. It's so much fun having guys' night out. It's so much fun chasing women. It's so much fun even pretending, tell wifey, me I go out with the boys them, but I'm not chasing woman thing, but you actually out encouraging your single friends to chase. Yo, see one there for you. Me can't take her. Cause me married. You go get her. See one there for you. But you're living vicariously through them and that kind of life. All that stuff is exciting. But did you create any memories for your children? See, I have this thing in my mind, right? Where I want, when my children get older and they're gone, I want them to look back, and when they speak to people about how they were raised, I want it to be a story where when people look at them, they're like, damn, you had it like that. That's that. And I work very hard to try to make it like that. And I also tell them, I said, you see the life we're working to give you, you're going to have to level up for this, because I won't accept anything less. And I don't want you to ever accept anything less. This is me holding my children close. I had Kai, Melania, my daughter, Naka, the bigger one, and we hugging in the pool, group hug. And I'm talking like face to face. And I'm telling them, like, look around you. Don't ever accept anything less than this, right? So your motivation got to be high to succeed. Your drive has got to be high. You got to go out there and get it. And you have the brains to do it. You're intelligent. You're beautiful. You're this, you're that. You got to build these children up. And I spent my whole weekend doing just that, man. You know, and I tell my bigger boys, they're slacking off a lot sometimes. And I tell them, your story will never be, well, you know, my dad wasn't there, and statistics says a dad that's not there, majority, I think it's like 80% of the people who are in prison or who get involved in serious crimes that land them in prison, they actually come from a single parent home, a single mother home. I said, you will never have that excuse. You're not going to be able to go out in the world, oh, I didn't know what to do because I didn't have a dad. Well, my dad was there, but he wasn't really there. You know, you got some parents that are present but absent, right? We could talk about that too, because they're just there, but they don't speak to the children. They don't interact with them. It's like you go that way, I go this way. Your dad home, yeah, he up there in the room. That's where he's always at. And maybe it's because sometimes a man is working 2 jobs and he's tired, you know, and he's trying to keep the family together and all this. And he just, you know, work, come home, get some sleep to go to the other job. Somebody got to pay these bills, right? And that's one way to show leadership. At least assume the bills. Give her less to worry about. She's going to focus on the kids, teamwork, make the dream work kind of thing. But the kids won't see it that way. The kids will see it as you were never there. I couldn't talk to you about anything. You didn't advise me on anything, you know? So I'm telling my kids, like, you will never use that as an excuse for your failures. If you fail because you did not apply yourself enough. And that's the hardest failure to have to face yourself with. It's easy to face yourself when you say, man, I tried my best. This person put obstacles in my way. This person was just straight up racist and I had to go another way. This person did this. If those are real, if they're not, then you're delusional. But if those are real, then those are obstacles. When you have to look yourself in that mirror and said, I failed. I coulda, woulda, shoulda, and I didn't. And I failed because I wanted to stay in bed all the time instead of get up and study. I failed because I wanted to sit on my ass and be lazy. I failed because I and me, when you have to own that and there's nobody else to give that to, that's the hardest failure you will ever have to face. Hey, get up, get out, get yours, and don't mix me when you start with your excuses as to why you failed. And I tell mines that all the time. So it was a beautiful weekend away, you know, time to catch up with them, trying to see where everybody is at, where they're going. I got 2 kids that play sports and they're heavy into sports. They're more leaning towards sports than education. And I'm trying to tell them that it goes hand in hand, right? It's just that parenting stuff right now, man. So, but yeah, I'll share with the videos with you guys, but I'm also sharing this right here with you as well. Dorothy T says it also always gives them an open mind. Yes. And Giffo Jess says, same. Expose them to travel. Mine have been on cruises, airplanes, Jamaica many times, different countries. Exposure is a great teacher. And these are the memories you want to create for them. These are the memories you want to create for them. I think Kai and Milani have been, I've lost count. I've lost count of how many times they've actually like been on an airplane, been out the country, been to different states, been just on the go kind of thing, right? Seeing something different all the time. So for the brothers out there, I do this trying to lead by example because I want you to see it and be like, yo, that look fun. Family life might be, it is. You standing at the bar, poisoning yourself with alcohol every weekend, being inebriated and being out chasing skirt, it can't compare at all to you giving your heart, soul, time to your family, your circle, your immediate circle, your children, right? And that woman that's riding that journey with you. So with that, I love wake up with one woman, you know. I tell my wife that all the time too. I said nothing beat waking up and all my money is still there. I didn't have to go buy no strange gal, no drinks. I'm not buying no bottles to send to nobody. I'm not worried about impressing anybody. So I don't have to buy no $300 sneakers and $400 this and that because that's what they're into and that's who I'm trying to get. I don't have to worry about any of that, right? I live with a beautiful woman. I go out with a beautiful woman. And when I come home with that beautiful woman. And when both of us come home feeling a certain type of way, then you know certain type of things go on. And it don't have to be no, oh my God, I wonder if I'm making a mistake. I wonder, oh, did the condom burst? Shit, I gotta go to the clinic in the morning. I don't know what this woman got. It's too much worries. It's too much worries. All that stuff can't beat this at all. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Morning, SouFLo. How you doing?
I'm good, family. How you doing this morning?
Why you in my house talking about what I talk about?
Really? What was that?
About your partner not listening, not spending time with your son, with your child,
with the children,
yes.
and with their spouse, with their significant other. That's important too.
He spent more time with the greener pasture than he did with his family.
Yeah, that's a recipe for disaster.
It is disaster because now his son doesn't want to see him.
See, yeah, that's disastrous, and that's consequences to actions. So you got to be wise.
Yeah, my argument exactly.
So, what you've been trying to get him to spend more time, or is it too late, kind of thing?
It's too late.
Yeah, because you know it gets too late when the youths are too big and they feel like, hey, I don't have nothing to say to you, man. What are you gonna tell me now? If they hit that stage and they're in that age group, you might as well pack it up because now you're just talking to a grown person, pretty much, and they don't want to hear nothing from you.
He's a teenager, but he doesn't want to.
But that's where it starts.
And I'm not forcing my son to.
Yeah, but that's where it starts. If they hit like between 16, 18, 15, 16, 18, them ages, and that's when you're trying to come in, he's like 13.
Around somewhere around there.
Yeah, I don't know. His dad would have to like press gas and like jump on it and be all heads in right now. Because it gets to that point.
He doesn't care.
Well.
It hurts to say that because I tried. And I begged and I cried, I screamed, I ranted, I raved. It didn't work.
Wow. You know, he's going to regret that big time.
Guess what? That's on him.
Yeah, it is. But he's going to regret that big time. So you continue to motivate your son, though. And I would say, I would go as far as saying, don't say anything bad about his dad to him. He'll grow up to see what it is that is there to be seen, you know. And you just motivate him. You just motivate him to be somebody.
I can't speak on his father because he said he doesn't have a father.
Oh.
Pain.
Yeah.
Trauma.
Damn. Y'all got a lot going on. The little man, and he's processing all that so this is a tumultuous time in his life, right? Like when you hit early teens, everything goes haywire pretty much. The world is coming at you 100 miles per hour and you're trying to figure it out. Your body is changing, your mind's changing. you're changing physiologically, changing, and and then you're dealing with outside issues and family issues, and well, if you can't convince him by crying and praying and begging.
And I have.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Right? Mm-hmm. This is real personal. Before you had your son with him, did he not strike you as the type that would not be around, or the type that didn't want to be involved? Because sometimes y'all can tell, and y'all still, as in women, and y'all still go along with, oh man, give my baby anyway. It didn't strike you as that?
No, because his father did the same thing.
His father did the same thing to him.
Yep.
Well, yes. Well, that's what I'm saying. Yes.
But he never gave that vibe.
He gave you the vibe like he would be a father that was there. Workless man. Hey, no, I'm sorry. I won't do it. I won't. But yeah. Listen. All fun. You might walk us and feel all fun and joke aside. All fun and joke aside. I wish I knew him. So I could talk to him.
Him not listen.
No, trust me. Sometimes another man talking to a man is way different from what the woman has to say to me, what the baby mother or the ex-wife has to say to me. Sometimes another man said it to you differently, and it sticks in your brain so much that you can't get it out. Yeah, so I wish I knew him. You would think him don't listen, but if I knew him, I bet you would come back and say, damn, SouFlo, man, I know what you're telling, but things change. Because I had to go through that. And I had to change. And I know the journey. I never abandoned my kids. I told y'all before, I think I have one child out there, honestly, that could be my first child, which would mean I got that child pretty young. But, been asking or demanding a DNA for years, and they're over there and I'm over here, and every time we try to link up to get something done, craziness happens in the middle. But for all the 6 that I know and keep around me and take care of, I never abandoned any of them. I made my mind up from a long time ago never to do that, because circumstances brought that into my life, and I had to deal with that as a child, right? Where I wanted to talk to daddy, but there was no daddy around to talk to. Dad, if you're watching this, I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying circumstances. I'm not bitter. I'm grown. I've had time to process stuff. This is me talking to my dad, because he actually watches this. So this is not, I'm no bitterness or nothing. This is just me sharing and saying, there was times when I wanted certain things and it wasn't there. So but a man talking to another man, my friend, is different. It's different.
I'm trying to find him a mentor.
You're trying to find him a mentor? That's a good idea. Is the YMCA close to you? Do you have any YMCAs close to you?
Yeah. Our Boys and Girls Club.
Boys and Girls Club. Do you go there?
No, I'm gonna start because he's
good start.
Such a homebody, but he needs to get out.
Aw. Good start. Teenagers are not naturally homebodies.
Oh, he's homebody. He doesn't want to leave me because he saw my pain.
Yeah. So like I said, they're not normally homebodies. You hear what you said after? He doesn't want to leave me because he saw my pain. It's not natural.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh man. You have to be the extra. Now you're forced to be extra strong, right?
Oh.
Yeah. Seen that already too. Listen. I have for you some encouraging words this morning. And like I said, don't say nothing bad about his dad around him. He will grow to see. If his dad doesn't change up now, he will grow to see, and he will be held accountable. Believe me. And if you think that little kid doesn't, like, their presence means nothing, wait till they're grown and standing in front of you and you can't do nothing to them. Mines are huge. 6'4", 6'3" already. I don't want these big grown men standing in front of me in my frail days, kick on my walking stick, push me down some step. Move, Dr. Boy. You see all you left me a mother struggling with. I don't want all of that. But yeah, you continue being, I don't want to use the word strong. I hate having to use the word strong to our women. I do. I'm one of the, I hate it. I hate having to use the word strong to one of our women, but some of you are forced to be strong. So you continue to be strong in that regard, right? And know that your little man is depending on you. You don't have no more children.
Yep.
You do. But this gets deeper. This gets deeper. I don't want you to tell out your whole business this morning, but it may have questions though. But yeah.
Maybe me call you one away.
All right. Keep your head up though, here.
It's deep. It's real deep.
Yeah, I can tell. Tell. Keep your head up though. See?
Yep.
All right. Oh, my friend.
All right. It triggered me this morning. It's okay.
You'll be all right. You'll be all right. And remember this. Whatever you're going through, you see, look at yourself in the mirror. Go in front of a mirror. Go look by yourself and tell yourself, I'm not the only one that's going through this. Somebody is going through this and worse, and they're making it. And I can too. And you can. All right? Reach out to me later.
All right.
Later.
Thank you.
All right. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Good morning, SouFLo.
Good morning, family. How you doing? I'm good. And you?
Every day above ground is a blessing.
Yes, indeed.
Give him the glory.
Indeed.
Happy 1st of May.
Yes, my friend.
I heard that lady's story, and I was in a similar position, but she needs to keep up the good work. She's doing well.
Yeah.
It's just that it's hard on us when you're a single mom to be the mother and the father at the same time. Tomorrow's my daughter's birthday. She's going to be 17. And the 29th of this month, my son is going to be 21. And I was a single mom with both. And I got married 13 years ago. And it's the best father figure they could ever had.
And this is not their father. This is a stepfather, right?
Not their father. And I beg, just like how that lady begged, I beg my son, dad, to have a relationship with him. I cry, I beg, I try. But it didn't happen, and he married to a different culture. And she fight every kid out that is not the one she has with him. White lady. Yeah.
So you locked out.
Once they're not her kids.
We talk already about this, right? Like your husband and his role. Yeah.
My son's trying to get a vehicle right now. And I said, because I have a small cleaning service that I do, couple contracts, thank God. And I was at work yesterday, and I said to my husband, it's so sad to know that you're a stepfather and you're on the road with him trying to get a vehicle for him. Not his dad. My daughter, different case. From she born, that the boy there, he no want to do nothing. He just want to find the other girl also got each up. And when me meet him live on him own, pay him bills, him hard working, and boy, I don't know. So, people could have just see them for who them is, just sit through them. As what the lady says, she never see it. I didn't see it with my daughter father because him ambitious, him a work. Hard working. Even though he's still working, but him about 9 of them. But what I did, I took him to court and I got custody for my child. Full custody, where I make all the decision for her. Now that she's going to be 17 tomorrow, she can make some decision.
Right.
And I made an arrangement when she was younger for her to meet him because I live like an hour and a half away from him. And I had my girlfriend try to set up the meeting. Said, you know what, I'm going to let you meet him because she wanted to meet him. Because it wasn't done on his time. Him telling me the same, I'm going to shoot her. I say, I never know him have guns.
Whoa, wait, what? Him tell it, shoot
Yeah.
who?
The lady was trying to set up the meeting, like the time frame, because I live 1.5 hours away, so it has to be on my time because I'm a husband. I have to take time off from work to carry her.
Right.
Him tell the lady, say, I'm going to shoot her.
You're brief, you're mad,
Because
man.
it not go on team timing.
Yeah.
And I said to her, I didn't know him was a gunman. Maybe him son gunman. No, I am not coming to see that man. Forget it. And I said it to my daughter. I didn't hide it. And she said, I don't want to know him.
Yeah. It's sad to say, but some people is just better off staying away from them. So yeah, because you don't know. Once they give you the weekend end up on the front page of the newspaper vibes, you stay away from them. Yeah. And
I
you're
feel
blessed.
that lady's pain. But I am out of the worst. I wish sometime if my kids were still younger, where my husband and I could grow them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, grow them, but you know, we'll visit Jamaica when he used to be in Jamaica. He would have my daughter for all of 18 months. He know my son before him even 1 year old, because my marriage with his father was physical, mental, emotional abuse.
So they've known
this man just turned a monster on me.
I keep asking this same question. I have to say it. I'm not gonna wait for you to come off of the phone to say it. I'm not gonna say it now before I forget. Let me ask you the same question I asked the lady before. Did you see any of this in the beginning? Like
no.
No.
And grow up in a good home. Even his mother was surprised when she found out to me get abused. Grew up in good home. And he just turned a monster. I don't know. Them good for hiding it.
Yeah. You know when relationships start. Yeah, on both sides. Because you know when relationships start, everybody put their best foot forward. That could be the situation. My only thing is not to your case, but to other people that are out there, because you have some people who are just starting out in that regard in life, or some are starting over. Listen, stop with the quick movement thing when it comes to relationship. Usually that's what in the long run leads to destruction and the end of. It's this quick thing where we go off of what we mistake for passion, but it's lust. And then we move so fast, and next thing you know, somebody breed and baby on the way, and then you find out, say, this boy I don't want to be a father.
But did married to the man, you know.
You did married to him.
So nice. Me and him did married for a few years.
Oh, I thought.
And him still find time to go cheat and tell lies. So for me, I go tell you a quick story. I know you call them maybe laugh, because me end up turning it in a joke now, because I am happy with where I'm at right now with my life. This man goes one night, go look for him ex-girl. And him coming in with him marrying a full of grief.
While him married to you?
While him married to me, them time I live in Jamaica. I have my little baby. And come in and tell me, say, oh, him mother vehicle breakdown, kind of drive him mother vehicle at the time. And him that try fix it, and him finally get it for drive. The next day, the girl called me, him and her in an argument, call my house phone and tell me, say, him come in and tell us, say, him mother vehicle broke down, don't it? And him full of grease. I said, oh, you know that? She said, because him take him and rub the grease on him clothes, nothing never happened to him mother vehicle. So at the time, I did mad. But no, I am happy. I am free.
So sentimental.
I've been with this man for 21 years. I'm married for 13 years. And I am so happy.
The one you with now?
Yeah, and as I'm going to tell you all the while, I make me watch your program.
Right.
I watch you for a while. You must be familiar with this number by now.
Yes, I am. And the grease story, me hear it before too, but every time you tell it, I laugh at work. You see how much work going to being deceptive and deceitful. And yeah, I'm telling you guys too out there, it's much easier, man. It's much easier to just lock in on your family and focus on your family. Every dollar spent is worth it. Every dollar spent is worth it.
My girlfriend said to me, the same girl that set up the meeting said to me with my son, say, you see the stone or build a refuse, or going to be the head cornerstone. And she said to me, that's going to be your child. My son right now, him work. Yeah, I don't have enough money to help him through college. So when him work, I'm paying tuition. When him get break, You know, my son, I study right now in a college. I get him doctorate. Him at the respiratory right now. And every minute you see him father big him up and put up surfing ticket, my son. Who for tears him
I
drink.
swear. Yeah.
The only thing he used to do is throw money for him way until him wife cut it down. Him not really spend time with him, he not see him, him and him have a relationship. And after I'm done, respiratory, him a go with the anesthesiologist.
Yeah, we talk about
That's my child.
Yeah. Proud of him, don't it?
Oh my God, talk about him every day.
It's funny how these men run in though after the child done struggle and bata and the mother had to do this and adjust this way and readjust that way, and the child actually comes out to something. Nobody comes out unscarred or unscathed. He carrying his scars as well. Your children.
Of course, him hurt to know him father and him life.
All right, I understand that. But when they become something, it's funny how these guys come out the woodworks or they turn cheerleaders. And my son, and my son is at this and my son is at that. But how much of, where was your influence? How much of you is in this?
He graduate with so much certificate, like my son is doing well, and then my daughter on the next hand. SouFLo are great. Remember, I call you and tell her she just spiraled out of control and she get catfish online. Where boy, I tell her about him a young boy. I'm going to find out he's a big man, and her grades start plunge.
Yeah, what happened there?
SouFLo, hundreds.
She back to it.
SouFLo, me never give up. Me say, you're going to be rebellious, me I'm going to be rebellious, and you don't want me to be rebellious. You know, me love you. I'm going to want the best for you. I was your mother and your father before stepfather come in for years. And you're going to do right by me, just like I do right by you.
Honor me.
And SouFLo, what me tell her say, she depend tracking with Big Defender, but punish her to a way whereby the only thing she had left was her cell phone, and guess what? She only can send a text and receive call because I block everything.
Yeah. You do what you're supposed to do.
Yep.
But you did tell me, say, I'm going to do what you're supposed to do, and you're doing what you're supposed to do. I love it.
And that's what I call it, tough love.
I love it. I have hubby right there as strength too, right?
Oh my gosh.
You're good.
It's when you look on our grades them right now, I say you're back. And I'm proud of her. She's going to be 17 tomorrow, as I told you.
Right. She like, right. She's knocking on the door of adulthood pretty much, at 17. Because you know 18 is where them said, you grown. Even though we don't think they are.
Every morning I tell her this. Do not use the phone on the school compound because I'm going to know. Bit is going to show me that you've been using the phone. Keep it classy. Stay focused. And pay attention in school. Make me proud. That's what I said to her. Make me proud.
Do your thing, mommy. Do your thing. It's going to be beautiful. Beautiful days are ahead for you and your children. I'm
going to tell them,
the journey and the story.
I don't have to worry about me,
Yeah.
My husband is saving, man. I tell them, say, oh, no, owe me nothing. Just live life.
You just want to see them pass the word. You just want to see them do good and accomplish their dreams. It'll make you feel like you did accomplish yours. Yes.
Don't feel like you owe me. Live life.
Very important, my friend. They're not ours forever. They're ours for a time. And in that little time that we're given, because remember, I tell my kids this too. I said, listen, you're going to be an adult way longer than you're going to be a teenager or a child. I have a very short window to instill a whole lot of stuff in you and hope that this stuff will carry you throughout the rest of your life. So sometimes you might hear me talking a lot. So I'm going to talk to mine. Sometimes I might be talking your ears off, but I got to get this in while I can. I don't control time. I don't want to be paranoid, but I don't know if I'm going to be here when you're 30 and 25 and whatever, right? Time is limited. God works mysteriously. So let me do what I can while I can. No, I'm going to try to pour it all into them just the same way that you're doing it. And I love that.
My son, he's doing investment. My daughter, she's on her way. I'm going to say to them, I say, save as much as I can, but still remember, life is dear to enjoy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So right now he's doing investment. For him, almost 21 the end of this month, in savings account is beautiful and him a pay him way for tuition. Every day I meditate, say, yo, millions need to come my way because my kids would be set for life.
Right. Right. But you are preparing them, though. You're giving them all the tools they need to go out into the world when you have to release them. See, we release them.
I never give my husband the credit to, even though him are the stepfather, him sit them down and him educate them.
King things.
How to save, how to invest. Him and them have that one-on-one conversation and them love him and them respect him.
King things. Yeah. I love hear that. Big up yourself, my friend. Manners and respect.
Yeah, man.
Thank you. I hope the other sister was listening.
About Kartel.
All right. I'm going to reach that next.
Hurry up, guys. I'm going to say.
All right.
All right. Take care. Keep the kids to me and tell your wife.
All right. Big up hubby for me to hear.
Okay, I will.
All right. All right. Listen, I hope the other sister who called before was listening, because that could be motivation for her as well. You know what I'm saying? That's somebody else who's been there, done it, went through it, and she's going through it. It helps when you talk to people who've been through it. Sometimes you're going through some stuff, man, you feel like, damn, why me? And am I the only person? And mine is the worst version of. But if you talk to some people, you'll get some inspiration. They've probably been through way worse or similar, and they can even give you some word of encouragement or guide you a little bit. We're all connected more than you think we are. You heard me? All right. With that said, we're going to move on this morning. We didn't even start any of the topics that I had on the table this morning. None. But we're going to just do hit and miss this morning. She said, since she said it, we're going to go into, I want to talk about these Beryllium robberies that's happening in Jamaica. I wanted to talk about the Ron DeSantis immigration bill, which I spoke to you about before, but apparently things are moving a bit faster, and this bill is about to become law more than anything else. So for information for the immigrant community, then it's going to be illegal pretty soon to even help your family members or friends, if you have any. It's going to be illegal to associate with them pretty soon. And if you're found associating with them, if you're found helping them, like giving them a ride down the street, and you get pulled over, police officer pulls you over and says, your back left tail light's out, blah, blah, blah. Looks in your car, makes up some reason. This person looks... The police doesn't need much to search or to get everybody in a vehicle to identify themselves. All he has to do is a reasonable suspicion. All he has to do is say, shine a flashlight like this. He's like, the person that's sitting behind you there looks very familiar. I have a wanted poster. That face looks very familiar. Could you identify yourself? Now, usually a traffic stop is the police deals with the driver of the vehicle. My back tail light's out. Okay, officer, I didn't see it. I'll go get it fixed. They'll write you a citation. You have to have it fixed by within the next 24, 48 hours, whatever. Now they'll be able to go into your vehicle and question everybody else that's riding in the vehicle. Immigration overhaul clears Florida Senate. I told y'all it was going to the Senate. It cleared the Senate. That sounds like stop and frisk BS, cinnamon toast cinnamon. Yes, and that's exactly what it is. But when Donald Trump was in office, one of the things that he said he was going to do, watch this. He said, start holding their family members and friends accountable as well. This will weed them out because nobody's going to be risking their well-being to help anybody else. They're like, yo, I would want to help you, but it's kind of risky. You know, I'm going to lose my job. I don't want to lose my house. I might lose my kids. I don't want to. Immigration overhaul has now cleared the Senate in Florida. The Florida Senate passed an immigration reform package on Friday. This is Friday while I was telling you that it was going there. It actually went there and passed. This is aimed at tightening restrictions on the state's undocumented community and imposing harsher penalties for those who aid them. So what DeSantis is doing is pretty much doing exactly what Donald Trump said he was going to do. So this ain't really about just them alone. This is about them and anybody that tries to help them. Now, why it matters? Florida is home. I live in Florida, and I know, and a lot of you are here too. Florida is home to an estimated 772,000 unauthorized immigrants, and this is according to Migration Policy Institute. More than 81,000 of them live in Hillsborough County, Pinellas County, Polk County. They also have Dade County, and they also have Fort Lauderdale area on here. When you go into Dade County, Broward County, Fort Lauderdale area, you know who they're talking about, right? Okay. This is the details. If this bill is completely passed, which he already said it's going to, the bill would make it a felony to drive around a undocumented immigrant, whether in or out of state. And to add to the other part I already told you about, it will now also require the hospital to collect data about their patient's immigration status. The reform package would also bar counties from funding identification cards for undocumented immigrants and for invalid out-of-state driver's license for those without proof of citizenship, among other restrictions. There's a long list of restrictions. Diego Alonso Delanto, Falcon, Gutierrez, Tananka. This is what a name. What was your parents thinking? Anyhow, this is an undocumented Tampa resident who visited the hospital twice in 5 years. And he's giving in his account, right? He can't remember the last time his parents went to the hospital. They're aging, they're ill, due to the fear of being deported. Now they're going to be more fearful than ever before, because before they weren't actually asking that. But now it's going to be a requirement that they find that out and document it. Kataja Empress says Jamaica Hill. Exactly. What they're saying. The bill has nothing to do with making Florida a better place. Kirk Bailey, ACLU, a Florida political director, said, "This hurts every day. Floridians, our businesses, our economy, even disincentivizes people from seeking medical care or scares people away from seeking medical care. People who live in Florida, they're going to have to miss events." This is how deep this is going to affect, in case you're wondering, well, how is this going to affect the community? Okay, people who live in Florida, they're going to have to miss events, sometimes milestone events like graduations and weddings, because they're essentially trapped in a state which is persecuting them. Now, you could imagine, right? You're having a wedding and an ICE van pulls up outside of your wedding, and everybody there has to identify themselves. On the spot, your status is checked. So now you're having a wedding and you send out your invitations, and some of your closest friends or family members won't be coming because they're going to be like, hey, I want to show up at the wedding, and next thing you know, an ICE van pull up, and not only are they going to get in trouble, they used to do this in the past. There was a time gone by where they used to pull the paddy wagon up to the back door of a club, and they used to actually try to find clubs like Haitian clubs, African clubs, Jamaican clubs, any one of those clubs. They used to find where, and they'll watch the club for a while, and they'll see, for those of you who've been on earth long as I have, you know this, they'll see how the crowd moves, right? In and out the club. And they'll stake out. And they used to come and pull a paddy wagon around the back and back it all the way up to the door and open it. And then they would storm the front. There's no way to get out. There's one way out. If you didn't have your ID on you that night, you went in the paddy wagon. If you had your ID on you and they made it and they validated your ID and it says you're good, you're a citizen, you're whatever, a permanent resident or whatever, you go home. And people were losing their spouses, their friends, their family members, just like that. He went in that paddy wagon and was never seen again until he hit the other side. Them have him don't ice detention, no. They're going to be back on that again. So people ain't going to be going nowhere. Can't go to the hospital for help because they're going to be there. Can't go out and have a good night. You're invited, but you can't go. Wedding, graduation, social gatherings. And the worst part is anybody that's around you will be seen as somebody that was helping you. And they are going to make that a felony. Not a misdemeanor, not something you can brush off your record, a felony. Most people, a felony means you lose your job. A felony means you lose your career field, you lose your career that you're in altogether. Because in certain careers, a felony means your certifications are null and void. So all them years of going to school, getting myself right, working my way up the ladder, seasoning myself in my profession, in my field, getting the rhythm of things, and boom. So it's going to come down to how much are they willing to give up to actually try to help you. So all my Jamaican people, them will have run off now. I try to tell you something like this. I should say my Caribbean people that love runoff now. Because, you know, a lot of them go and it's a like a 6-month thing and they're never seen again. I'm going to tell you this. When you're running off now, your family is going to be facing the same thing you're facing. And more. Because everything they have before you came, they stand to lose that. Yeah. So if you think them did not go fling you out of the house before, you know when them say, come on, come stay with we. Stay a little, you know, we get a little job under the table. You go and work. You can go work in the daytime with Uncle Rufus. Uncle Rufus have him like a roofing company, construction company. You can go work with him and these things. And then about a month pass and they're like, well, you know, you have to pull your own weight around here. I don't feel you're contributing enough. And you name up the whole of the food in the house for, and they start changing on you. I think all that stuff is going to be more compounded now. As you come, you have to leave. Because people are going to be held accountable, criminally accountable. And it's all by design. As you can see, this is not made up. This is published. It's going through right now. The other side, we can no longer turn a blind eye to what's happening. State Senator Blasey Ingoglia, a Republican from Spring Hill who filed the bill, said it's time for us, the state of Florida, to step up and tell the federal government to fix this problem because we're no longer standing for it. In other words, we don't want illegal people in our state. We want them out of here. And if it means that we have to get drastic to do it, then that's what we're planning on doing. The immigration package that is being passed will also fulfill DeSantis's long-held desire to require all employers in Florida to use the government's online system. It's called E-Verify, to check every single individual that they employ. If you are found, if this passes, you are an employer. If your employees did not come through E-Verified, you are already in violation. So no excuses you give them will be okay. They run up in your little restaurant. You have 2 people back there. Them wash dishes and cook and help you serve and stuff like that. You're not too sure about them status. Them did show you one ID or something. But, you know, you do cash pay or whatever. Well, when they run up in your stuff, you stand to lose your whole business. One of the first questions they're going to ask you is, show us these two on E-Verify. Did you verify them through E-Verify? You can no longer say no if this passes all the way, which it will. You will no longer be able to say no, but I didn't think it was necessary to do. The law says you should. All right. This is where they're going with it. So they're cornering up from every angle. You see it, right? That's what it is. Now, Florida Migrant Relocation Program will also kick in. It's called the Florida Migrant Relocation Program, which this drew national headlines after the state sent nearly 50 migrants from San Antonio, Texas, to Martha's Vineyard, Massachusetts last September, if y'all remember that. This program would now receive $12 million from the general fund under the legislation. Between the lines, Florida lawmakers left several items from the governor's legislative wish list on the cutting room floor. The bill the Senate put forth removed a provision that made harboring undocumented immigrant a felony, and it snubbed DeSantis' plan to bar out state tuition waivers for undocumented college students. This is where they're at with it. They're still fighting back and forth with that little piece right there, right? Tell you the truth, those children that came here and didn't know where they were going because they were little children and they're stuck because now they're being asked to verify their status. It sucks for them. It sucks for them. But this is just a little update to let you guys know. I'm going to stay close to this. And when it fully passes, I will let you know what passed, what got taken out, what you need to look out for now, and all that. Here's my disclaimer before I go on to my next topic, which will be Vybz Kartel's white wife versus Shorty, and something that Queen Ifrica said. We're not condoning or we're not saying that we condone illegal immigration. This is not what this is for. I am putting out information that I think is important to a certain community, and that's it. All right? Read between the lines. With that said, we move on to this. So I'm reading an article or seeing a video, and I seen Queen Ifrica. And I said to myself, so Queen Ifrica mix up, For those of you who don't know Queen Ifrica, right? She's pretty, I don't know. Or maybe she just speak her mind, but it's kind of in a mix-up way. First, I saw her telling Spice, dancehall Spice, Queen Spice. She was telling Spice to let Tallop in. Like she's a gatekeeper. Let Tallop in. And then she said something like, you don't want me to start talking of Spice. You don't want me start talk, but you know when time me start talking, I'll tell the whole truth about me and you. And I'm like, what happened between you and Spice where you feel like you hold it over her head that you can start talk and she should be fearful? You don't want me to start talking, kind of thing. This is Queen Ifrica. But the one that actually caught me was, now people are speculating. Now people are saying, yes, Queen Ifrica knows a Spice walk obia and she's a dirty person. And you see, when you make comments like those, you don't want me to start talking. Kind of time I start talking, you know me, I gotta tell the whole truth. And you know, it's kind of like, it not gonna look good for you. So, let Tallop in. Tallop is the new artist. She's not a new artist. She's been around for a while. She was more of a dancer before, but I'm paying attention to her music now, and she actually is really, really good. She makes really good music. I guess I was distracted with her dancing. Like, I didn't see how a singer could do the dancing thing at the same time, especially the kind of dance that she does, But I see it now. So, not throwing no bad words out there about Tallop. Tallop, a real talented artist, and she looks the part too. She does stand out as an artist. So go check her music out. But whatever Queen Ifrica got going on, when she got to the part about Vybz Kartel, I wanted to ask the audience how y'all feel about Vybz Kartel's new woman. He just dropped the EP. The EP is fire, by the way, which I'll do a whole different review on. The EP name is Numb. But he just dropped the EP, and he says the EP was inspired by this new woman. Queen Ifrica actually was, because somebody contacted me and them said, SouFlo, me see you talk about it the other morning, but you never really got into it. And you say you didn't see the videos and they're out there. So I guess a bunch of people sent them to me. So I got to actually hear her speak on Kartel, Vybz Kartel. She said he's being used like I don't know who they are, the powers that be, the establishment. They're using him it was like she's saying they're using him to bring this new thing to Jamaica where it's cool now. Like black love doesn't exist anymore. So go get you a white woman. Right? Kartel is very influential. I don't care what nobody wants to say. He moves millions. If he tell millions of people we have left, everybody we have left, we have right, that's called influence, whether you like the person or not. So what he does translate is just like the skin bleaching thing. A lot of people were skin bleaching way before Vybz Kartel, right? Me and Vybz Kartel and I see him age group, so Kartel come see people are skin bleach. Me come see people skin bleaching. Nobody ever made a big deal about it until he actually did it. Now, when he did it, and everybody else, or the whole younger generation started following, it was like, okay, now we have a problem. Because before, a big people alone used to hide and rob. And you wonder how Auntie Junie looks so. You used to say Auntie Junie look coolie, man. Or Auntie Junie go foreign and come back light skin. I saw foreign still. And they'll tell you, yeah, because we don't have much sun and these things. But I'm a bleach from a long time. But it wasn't a big deal till Kartel did it. So Queen Ifrica is, from what I got from her message, I'm not saying Queen Ifrica, if y'all watch this, I might be misinterpreting, but what I got from the message is the system is using him to try to bring this whole black love doesn't exist anymore. Get you a white woman. When you hit a certain level, get a white woman. It's better off to have a white woman with you, right? And maybe them even not gonna let him go. No, let him have a white woman by his side. And she was saying that Shorty, which is, we know Shorty from day one. Shorty is the woman that's been with Kartel from way back when, through all the ups and downs, from, before the fame, up to who he is now. And she was basically saying, Shorty has stood by you all this time. She never left you for nothing. She stood by you all this time. She raised your children. And I must say, honor and respect to Shorty for raising those kids the way that she did. Because throughout your lifetime, we've seen many people go to prison and the family fall apart, especially when it's the dad. Daddy gone to prison. They gave him 30 years, 35 years. By next summer, his teenage daughter pregnant. His son is on his way he's joining gangs out here, busting guns, getting involved in crazy crowds, wrong company. He's about to go end up in prison himself, that kind of stuff. The way how she kept those kids together, the way how she kept the family together, it had everybody in Jamaica looking at them like they are from a different class, per se. You understand? So now that, I don't know. So Queen Ifrica is saying that we need to rally around Shorty. We need to stick by her. And, make sure so them children that grow up properly. She's even advising Shorty to leave Jamaica, which I did too. Before I even saw what she said, I'm like, it's time to fly out. Because police run up in their house the other day, right? And there's rumors out there now that there was a plan to assassinate or kill one of Vybz Kartel's son, one of the two. He has two sons. He actually has three sons that do music. Nobody so much focus on Iko Don, because Iko Don is like much younger. But the other two, they're very vocal and they're artists, and they've been musical artists. They didn't just turn this overnight. You can actually go find them stuff from them at UTG and whatever. Now they're getting older. 18, 19, 20. Them are go up in an age now, right? So now they're looking at them like, and it reminds me of Shatters, the movie, when Spragga Benz did say, yeah, not even Pickney when I beat enough. Wait till them grow big and shot them. And then I remember Carlisle, which is Spragga Benz's son. And Spragga Benz got the message that that's what they were going to do to his son before they did it to him. And they did it to him. You know, Spragga Benz's son lost his life. Carlisle lost his life under horrendous circumstances. The man gets shot in his head. Marrow fly, which is what they said they were going to do to him, just like how them said they were going to do it to him. And there was a bunch of stuff that led up to it that we saw coming in the public eye, right? So now the same stuff is trained on Vybz Kartel's family. He's out the way because he's incarcerated. So obviously he can't beat feet on the ground and make stuff happen to secure his family. And it looks like in front of other people's eyes that he's ditching a woman that has always been there for him through hell and high water. And he's ditching her for some new white woman where him get from somewhere and all that. So I'm asking, what are your thoughts on it? I have my own thoughts on it, but I wanted to see what your thoughts were on it. BM says Kartel is a grown man. Well, we know that. Steve James says, he might just try a thing. Crystal G says, I have no opinion on the man and his relationship. He has to do what he has to do in order to secure his future. If he comes out of jail, if people can't make choices based on their common sense, then it's too bad. Cinnamon says, look at Hollywood and sports. They do the same thing. And I think that's what Queen Ifrica is speaking about. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Good morning, SouFLo.
Morning, family. What go on? Talk to us now.
Nothing really there. You know me as a SouFLo. Say what you're my thoughts on that. I believe in what I actually thought because a long time Shorty did it said Kartel. When the turn it off, hold it up for this year.
Right.
So this white lady thing, I'm not really, upbeat. So when she did Jamaica, right? Their security tightened. That's just one thing when me have to say when me look into, right? When she did Jamaica, would it for bodyguard and this and that round her, right? SouFLo? Okay then. See?
Yeah.
So if him, a man like him, and have to make sure security tighten, how fast the police then breach. Me hear one of the young ladies in the background and say, open the door downstairs. Me hear the door open or the gate or whatever she say. And them come in and da. So what do you think about that with the security thing?
Yeah. I was put off. I was aback. I was taken aback. Camila said also them not really secured. That's the first thing I thought. The first thing I thought was them not really secured.
We love children, me not want to say about people, children, and it's just like you need to do something about that, man. Somebody needs to tell him to do something about that. And I hear that again. One more thing I wonder. We should be asking somebody.
Right.
That's certainly, but I say, what them said at security when the little son come out and them say allegedly, right? But them say come from team page. Why him say that if them go up for appeal? Why would he say that as he lost the appeal and he know that? So he just say, if they can't say anything? That's what me I think. Because it's to the party. I mean, Vybz Kartel, that sense of the man. That's not Kartel for anything. But me still Jamaican and I'm not what to say. He must be very intelligent with articulate and things that we do. Some of the things then. What takes to the bad? You lost your feeling, you know that? What do you think?
Your foot, may I struggle for hear you, because your phone is breaking up so bad. But
all right, hold on. All right, make a sound better now. To me, I get ready for work and me rush. Need a Bluetooth. All right, then. Why is it, right?
Yeah.
Why is it he said that? Did he lost the case already, the appeal? Why he made that statement? On it, they say that's his page on Instagram. Say, oh, I'm done, you know, like him that say, me I paraphrase right now, like him that say, me done pre and know you and pull your file. You know, me know your mother, you're lucky, whatever went. Your mother never would have told my son, blah, blah, blah. Everybody must say that up to the team with dancehall and certain people. That's the way I make. So now we make them already lose their appeal because it's not their appeal. Anybody will sing, and they got their appeal and them something, they're not going to them something there. Come appeal already?
Okay, so it sounds to you like him did I send a threat?
Yes, and it no look good.
So
you know that no look good.
Saying, why would
to me, it was a smart.
Okay, so what she's saying is he has an appeal before the superior courts, right, which is in the UK, and she's saying that after the little incident went down with his son, his father's response was, why would you say something like that, knowing you have an appeal before the courts, and then you're speaking against law enforcement like that, right? Unless you know that you lost the appeal already and you just don't care anymore, kind of thing. Well, for me, I don't think that he lost the appeal yet, because it hasn't been decided yet. It hasn't been decided yet. So I'm gonna think of that. But if you know a Kartel, you know it's a Kartel feisty. And if you know him for over the years, you know say he don't really bite his tongue when it comes to the establishment. And that's one of the biggest problems that they have with him. It's like no matter what they do him, he's still not afraid to speak out and speak his mind, kind of thing. Which at sometimes I even look at it and I'm like, yo, okay, I'm done now. Don't say nothing more. But he's the kind of person that be like, me not care what you want to say. This is how it is. And, you know, some of us would be like, well, I'm not risking myself like that. Let me be quiet and wait and see what go on. See? I don't know. The man feel like I guess he's demonstrating that he will throw it all away to protect his children. You know?
Yes, but all right, then if you ever go all the way for protect your children, then don't only security guard and tighten the security when the white wife come around. Tighten security for your children and make and protect your children better then. That's what me I say.
Because him did post the picture. Him did post the picture with a whole heap of security guard up at the house and all these things, right?
With the white lady.
With the white lady, yeah. This is for those of you who don't know, because you know. So and she get you know, when she get the overseas interview and everything, you know, a lot of people were saying, wow, all the years that Shorty been around and hold him down and all these things, and not one overseas entity ever came to Shorty and says, well, you know, you're the one that's doing a lot of the work behind the scenes. What's it like standing beside Vybz Kartel and whatever, because they're very intrigued with him overseas. This is a Fox interview. Fox News, Fox 5 interview.
Shorty can't talk. Me not culture, but maybe Shorty not intelligent enough to even talk to them.
No man, Mr. Shorty do interview already, my friend. Shorty is very intelligent, and she can and very eloquent and well spoken. Yes, so she can. Yeah? Yes, man, she can talk. They did an interview when Kartel first get locked up, and she, the reporter asked her, say, well, it looks like 35 years to life, or 35 years before he's eligible for parole. How are you going to do that? Are you going to move on eventually or whatever? And she said, if it takes 35 years, then 35 years is what it will be. So everybody starts saying, no, man, now then we don't cocky or wait for no month, for no 35 years or whatever. But that interview she was very well spoken in the interview. So I know that she can handle that interview. It's just that people were looking at, look how fast the white girl get an overseas interview with an entity like Fox News. But Shorty couldn't get one all the years there. You know, people under the impression says a thing are going, you know, and a thing are try and security.
I'm gonna go stay so slow. I love the topic this morning. But here what? The security, concentrate on the security when we say.
Tight up the security around the family.
Here because the security to your children.
All right, true that.
Cool family, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, me hear what she said. tighten up the security around your children and around their mom. Yeah, and I think that's what Queen Ifrica was trying to say. I don't think she was so much saying white woman come in on this and you shouldn't be with a white woman, but I think she was more saying secure them like how you secure her, kind of thing. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Morning. Am I good?
Yes, you're good to go. Talk to me.
All right. But I wanted to talk back from last week. You remember the man who called you and he said, Cartel's son could never say once about the money man an example. What I read from what the young man said, for me, is that he's making an example out of them. So by exposing them, because why would he want to say, he will make an example by say killing them? No. For me, he's making an example out of it by exposing them, exposing what is going on.
Exactly.
Because the security guard knows Cartel's son. So to me, in targeting, you know me. I don't know if you remember me. I told you I don't like Cartel attitude.
Right.
I don't hate the person. I don't like his attitude. But when I saw this in the news, and I was like, oh, what are you talking to the man and they keep them low? They know. You go kick off the people and know after assassination, the officers then stand straight.
Right.
You see that? No. When you look at it, why would you want to enter people in house without a search warrant? People who can think will look at all sides of the box, look at the shade, other side of the box as well. You don't just look at the box and just take the damn box. Why you turn up on the people in Ulster? Why you turn up on the people in Ulster?
In the house.
Without a warrant. In the house. How you get in the house? You know me, a person would have said.
Broke into the people's house, no warrant. No warrant has been established up till now. And they were in their living room telling her she can't film them.
She can't film them in her house. I was like, what the fuck you saying?
And she, you know, Shorty is like they're fighting on her own because she has said, you're in my house and you didn't present a warrant. You're standing in my living room and you're telling me I can't film you. Like, what, go on. You know?
If she wasn't smart, you think she would have said that she's a damn smart girl. And people don't have to be pronouncing word properly and wanting to be eloquently get across what they want to get across. She said, what are you doing now? Where is the warrant? That is well said.
Right.
If me look on it now and me see the whole thing when me say, you go research. You go research for me, for us, your audience. And I look and I see when Cartel lawyer said, why you actually fighting me that present something to you and Caroline, what's your name again? That Jezebel. Me calling her Jezebel. Me a woman and me couldn't call her Jezebel, but me I call her Jezebel.
Who? Which one?
What's your name? The PDP.
Oh, Paula Llewellyn.
Paula Llewellyn.
Yeah.
That Jezebel. From day one, when she presented herself as DP, my spirit never go with her. All right. If you two lawyers, a simple thing, I would have fight it like that. And me I say, what the hell in this year fight for? Why are you dragging out the case? Why are you trying to keep the man there engaged? Even so, you know, them me tell you say, you know, after sitting time. It's so weird.
Yeah, because you are one of them when I really. Yes. Yeah, okay. Yes. But you're still speaking up on behalf of the children, though, and Shorty, the one.
Listen to me now. Mm-hmm. Not only the children, but when I see all that was said out, if I saw Cartel do the time the murder already, let him go. Free now. Me, the on this side, say, free him now. Me, I tell you that. So free the boss now, free the world boss now. Free the boss making Concord taking Canberra that great place. Free the boss make the money over back to Jamaica. Free the boss make many positive things happen in Jamaica. Remember, I told you I don't hate him, I hate his personality.
Right.
You spoke about when certain things exposed from the phone, but if I can correct you, may I go together this one?
Wait, not to cut you off, but let me say this before I forget this. A lot of people might not want to admit this, right? But in Jamaican music, and we don't want no old school heads coming here come talk about Bob Marley and anybody else. In Jamaican music and Jamaica entertainment circle, Vybz Kartel is the most powerful thing. And if you don't believe me, name anybody who is doing road right now, as in anybody who has gone beyond Jamaican borders with their craft. Them signed to major deals overseas. They're doing bigger things outside of the country on a more international level. They are all connected to him, and they are all still working with him. This is not a question. This is facts. Just go look it up, right? And with that also, his children. What I think Kartel did was he created an avenue, you see, where his children are now becoming multi-millionaires on their own from something that he cultivated with them from youth, right?
Kartel own rights to things, right?
Yes.
Smart freaking boy.
Yeah.
Smart boy. I might ask off to him. So far, knock it when I'm to knock it, and you call a spade when you say call it a spade.
Yeah.
My ask off to him, and let me tell you something. Boy smart, boy good, boy intelligent, go with it. Look, I tell the people them say, I got me know you're fighting Kartel.
So about the white woman thing though. Wait, that's how we did start off, and where Queen Ifrica did say.
Let me tell you something. Remember now, something we cannot spell out. We read everything like everything is going. Some people you cannot read out everything for them. Who can speak will see. Those who can will see.
All right.
I don't know how much you want to explain.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about, and I said it before too, so we're not going to spell out that one. I seen somebody, I think Kaitai Jai spelled it out in the comment section, but I'm not going to. Cinnamon says it's a strategy to divert the attention off of Shorty and the children. Bam. I won't say no more about that.
Yes, because at the end of the day, the girl overseas, she's doing her interview to get big interview, and it brings attention to the case that everything what is going on as well. Shorty then they have them in a case lock up. You see they plan to assassinate them all because nobody can tell me because that thing is affect thousands of times. Jamaica no nice. There's a whole lot of things but never allow you because the last time
all right. Wrap it up for me.
The phone mash up. The man called one morning and he
wrap it up for me because y'all got underwater now.
No what? Only to underwater.
Me don't know y'all sound like y'all got me. See if I can turn this talk.
All right. The man called one morning and he put your mind in a different mind frame. And he said, look here, think the dream. Jamaica no nice again. Did you people join the US for the forum yesterday evening? Go back to your team. I hope I can get there this morning.
All right.
All
right. Manners and respect. Yeah, she start going underwater. But you know what? About the white woman thing, this is my thoughts before me lose it, right? I'm the kind of person that rock with me kind of thing. There's some of us who say, you know, a game is being played here. A game is being played here, but we can't spell out the whole thing. And somebody says Shorty understands the assignment. Okay. But who's to tell if Shorty didn't decide that, listen, I can't do 35 years and 10, 11 years gone already. Hold on, fam. Not ignoring your phone call, please call right back. Just let me finish this. We're not inside of this man's relationship. That's where I have an issue with. We're not inside of his relationship, so we don't know. To ask a woman to wait 35, 40 years for you, and she's relatively young when you asked her, she want love too. She want to wrap up on that sheet at night time with somebody to and feel too hard foot pan fear like them too. She want, you know what I'm saying? She want all the affection and stuff that comes with being with a mate. She want that freedom too, and you know, she home and she feel hand, she want to ride too. She don't have to wait for a conjugal visit from you. It takes a different kind of woman to ever do that. I mean, I know none that ever would. So who knows? Maybe it was falling apart and it was a mutual decision to go their separate ways and have somebody else and all that. End of the day, we know Shorty, And we respect Shorty to the fullest because she has laid the foundation. She was that woman that did all the work. She was the one that stayed out and made Kartel look good while him in. You understand? And the way how she raised his children and kept his blueprint in order. It's just like the mothers of Bob Marley's children. If you notice, all Bob Marley's children pretty much fell into what it is that Bob Marley had planned for his children, even though Bob wasn't here anymore from when a lot of them were tiny. It's because of the women. And the women followed the blueprint that this man had. You have to respect a man to the fullest to do that, you know. But he also made the table. Bob spread the table and lay out everything. So when he wasn't here no more, it was just a matter of putting it together and putting everything in place, but it was there, right? So I think it's the same thing with Kartel and his relationship with Shorty. Me no know. What is important, though, is their security. And just like that first caller said, that first call, I'm going to end it now, so I'm going to answer you after. That first caller said, security. The white girl is in Jamaica. She have a whole security team around her. She's well safe. They think that you should do the same for Shorty and your boys. Make them start move with security and all these things. Because if not, we don't want to see a Spragga Benz situation repeat like with Carlisle, right? Live on the air with SouFLo, good morning. Live on the air with SouFLo, good morning.
You can't hear me, SouFLo?
Yes, you're loud and clear now. What going?
Yeah, morning. Talk to yourself and your lovely family.
Big up to you, to family. What going? Talk to you now.
Yeah, let me talk quick. I don't know if you listen to Shelly and Coran, but you talk up a lot of tea about Shorty. You know if you listen to her.
No, sir. What she has about Shorty? Give me a quick rundown.
Shorty has a cheat on Kartel.
Oh, that woman there, and she said about one of the picnic them and of it because the little youth answer, and she said about your
cheat Kartel. Shorty a cheat. Make Kartel run her out and mark up on her with the white man.
Rotted.
Kartel hurt you now.
Him hurt.
Yes, I'm a try hurt up Shorty.
But you know
what? A whole heap of things that go on. A whole heap of cheating me here. Me hear it too.
I'll tell you the truth though. Yeah, me did hear the woman talk about how that youth, the same youth that them a target is not actually Kartel youth, and why Shorty not tell him the truth, say him is a jacket and all this. I just think that a malicious argument between them two. Because me look on the youth do an interview yesterday. I was watching his interview actually yesterday on stage with Mr. Winford Williams. And the man smile, and I swear say a Kartel smile. See, and me I watch nose and face. Me just look on features. I'm like, he look just like his father. But I think she being malicious. Now, with that said, if I was locked up and them said 35 to life, me not go mad if wife go get something on the side, because when me can do.
She did the same way.
Yeah, if she still a hold down my business.
Yeah, will heap a bun. So if
and
she
that too.
And
that and that too. And they would have killed her with bun and everybody know it.
So a woman can't do it when you do.
Yeah. I see him way so. That's true.
Look good.
Yeah, me wouldn't mad with her though.
All right, so.
All right, family. Big up here.
Thanks for everything. Thanks for keeping me going every day. God bless you, give you a long life, and I love you so much, and thank you so much to keep me going every day.
Manners and respect to you.
It's so rough and tough.
Mm-hmm.
I may tell you, thank you so much.
Enough respect and enough love to you to hear.
All right.
All right, family. All right. Yeah. Hey, if me get 35, you know, I don't know what tell me about Shakira is out here doing that. Me don't want to hear it. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Hello.
Hello. You're live on the air.
Okay.
Loud and clear. What? Talk to you now.
Me talk about Kartel earlier on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you something. Kartel is a smart man. And the Capricorn within us.
Kartel break a chain that a lot of us won't be able to break, okay?
Kartel is going to be free.
And I believe that too.
I spirit tell me.
I believe that too, but them turn them children them into multimillionaires themselves.
Multimillionaire.
So, yeah, so the youth them young and them are kind of bossy, but who wouldn't?
Kartel and Shorty will never leave.
You don't think so?
Nope. They're not leave. I said that to my husband and him agree.
No.
Shorty will stab off of him with a knife.
Yeah, she will off of me with a knife.
Let me tell you something. I am white than for life. When you see spade, call it a spade. You see what you see going right now?
Seeing. Just so.
Kartel come out. Sometimes we have to know how to do things to get our life better. Kartel know exactly what he's doing.
I know I mean, no, me can't even talk
watch
certain
what in
things.
him life right now.
Yeah.
Watch what I go in him life when him come out.
Seeing.
And the only thing we can tell him say, leave Jamaica. Because them are going to kill him.
This is what Queen Ifrica is advising her Shorty to do right now.
Leave Jamaica.
Yeah, and I said that before. So one time I read something and Mrs. said that she said too. I was like, yo, but I've been saying that. Just breeze out for a while. You know? Breeze out for a while. Make yourself scarce.
Oh, in drop a road, he must have a million security around him. Already must believe. And even then you can't trust. Somebody can pay off a security look close to him to kill him.
Easy. All right,
so Kartel have to be careful.
Wise words. All right.
But we're going to see Kartel this year. You guys are straight.
Manners.
All right, take care.
Yeah, all right. So I don't feel like he's going to be coming out this year. I wish he would. But I don't feel like it's going to be this year. I don't know why. I just have a thing when I feel like it will be sometime next year. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Good morning, SouFLo.
Good morning, family. How are you doing this morning?
Very good. I'm sorry about you guys.
That's all right. Your phone disconnected. It's cool. Yeah. What do you have for us today?
Well, what are you talking about? The Vybz
are you following the topic or not?
What did you say?
I said, are you following the topic?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So what you got for us?
I think I agree with Africa. Yeah, about, he left his wife and he married a white woman. I don't care. You can love who you love. But if a black woman love you and ready to be there for your reconciliation, I don't think you should leave it.
Okay. Yeah. It's wait. Did you just say what do you mean though? How that pertain to the Vybz Kartel thing? You saying that he should stay with the black woman?
Oh yeah, he should stay with the black woman.
But what if the black woman don't want to stay with him? That's what I'm saying. People don't know the inside details of their relationship. I don't know it, so I can't speak on it.
Sure, yeah.
We don't know if she is over it. She is tired. She's fed up. And it's taking too long. And she gave him over a decade already. And it's just like, I can't do it anymore. I'd prefer somebody to be honest with me. My woman to be like, look, babes, I can't do it no more. I'm sorry. I love you. I'll still take care of the business part of things because they're business partners as much as they are partners, like having children together and stuff. So if she gonna tell me that, I just say go on. And if I end up with a white, I end up with a whitey or a Chinese or whoever I end up with. But I don't know. My most important thing is their security, though. Their safety is that's it for me.
To come out of the Jamaica.
Yeah, and I think he'll be out soon too. Okay.
And by the way, one more thing. Shout out to you being a very good father.
Yeah, I try my best, you know. I try
I
my
like
best.
to,
I ask God for guidance and I try my best, and that's all I can do.
I like to see your goals that when you with your kids and your wife. So big up to you.
All right. I appreciate you, family. Have a wonderful day, all right?
You too. Respect. Oh, when you have time, can you call me? I want to talk to you off air about a few things.
Okay. I'll try.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right. For the people them who say, SouFlo, call me. Y'all please don't get mad when I don't call you. I get so many call me, and I'm only one person, you know. Live on air with SouFlo, good morning. All right, that one gone. Okay, listen, my son ended up being he's going to the whole reason why they Tata Joy Empress says he's going to be free. That's the whole reason why they are provoking him, hoping that he'll do and say something to keep him in there. Yeah, it's a whole lot of provocation going on, and that's how it always is. Every time his case is called up, every time the mention of the Privy Council or whatever, drama start surrounding. Remember, let me show you all this. Remember the Klansman Wandan gang trial? I kid you not. When they said the indictment came down and how many members of this notorious gang was going to be indicted and had to go stand trial, I said to myself, I said, watch them put Vybz Kartel name in this. I did. Go back and look at my old videos. And next thing you know, it was like within 24 hours, Vybz Kartel was ordering hits from behind prison bars, from inside of the facility. And I know because he told me that personally, said their crown witness. This is witness for the prosecution, right? They asked him when and how. He said, I had 3 cell phones and I recorded everything on the cell phone them. So when they started playing the cell phones in the courtroom, I started searching through all the stuff because me I said, rotted car anyhow them have Cartel Panya orchestrate no murder from behind bars. He's done. So I'm looking because they're not gonna his appeal ain't gonna go through. So I'm looking. Nothing. Another artist name got called up, big up to Ayactian. But Ayactian jump in and say, yo, listen, I do music, I record music, and them man, they frequent the same studio I work at, whatever. But I just thought, wow. You know? And live on the air, are you there?
Yeah, good morning, SouFlo.
All right, my answer. I thought I slid you away and did not answer. But talk to a family. What go on?
Yeah, man, quick. You know about the Shorty and Vybz Kartel white lady thing.
Yeah.
See, enough of them that worry about this. But who's spending the money? Shorty. Who have the money? You see, one lot of people don't realize that Shorty is building a legacy for her kids, and when Carter.
I said that before, my friend. Just like Rita and Bob. Yeah, like Rita and Bob. I said that before too. Yeah. Just like Rita and Bob.
You see what a lot of people want.
Oh, now you I can't hear you now. Fix up your audio. But a lot of people used to laugh after Rita, right? Them used to call her Yamhead before Yamhead was the thing to call anybody. Me couldn't do that. You know, sister, all of them are sleep with Bob Marley and Rita still there going like she an idiot. She a take woman out of Bob Marley room pan tour and these things. Even Bob Marley said it. Bob said she said it. She said he used to call her to come take girls out his room after him did done with them. He's like, okay, you need to go, and them no want to leave. Oh, you're Bob Marley, hug on pan him. Say, Rita, come take this woman out of my room.
Rita.
Right?
All right. What is SouFlo? You see, if Shorty was to go there and curse and carry on with these people, these same people is the same one going to be nickel her and beating her down and oh, she's an old this and old that. You understand me?
Right.
Do you know the Shorty not argue with nobody for everything?
She don't. She about business. She don't.
No, better business, man.
Yeah, she about, and I give her enough props for that. She not out there at trace people, and yeah, Boogie Yaga out herself for their enjoyment and all that. She don't.
All right. Next thing. You see the whole thing with the police. You know what surprised me is the inspector. The inspector. If the inspector know that he wasn't doing something wrong, why would you say don't video me?
Don't video me in my house. You're in my house. Yeah.
Inspector.
And then he might call her auntie. Listen to auntie, like in my gangster. What? Listen to auntie. And she's like, I'm not auntie. I'm their mommy.
They you know see one young boy inspector that a bad man isn't what the way.
Yeah. Me see it.
And I mean
me see it.
You know? All right. So I want to draw something to your awareness. It's not that I want to talk about it because of the first week it happened to, but I want to talk up and base of it because of my Jamaican people. Last month I said to you about the racial discrimination that is going on in Jamaica in the hotel. And you said, no, this cannot happen. Don't you see it come and happen to Ziggy Marley? Don't you see they deny Ziggy Marley and hotel and said no local allowed to rent this hotel in St. Anne's in Marley there?
Oh, well, wait. I never said it can't happen. I said these things been happening. Cause I even sent a message to Ziggy Marley, and he, of course, them probably never, and I made it public as well. And the message said this has been happening for the longest to normal people, normal Jamaican citizens. So now that one of Bob Marley's sons, who is considered royalty, it finally happens to him. Now we get to see what's been happening. But a long time this has happened. So yeah, I'm not surprised to that.
You want to hear my take on that? I am not talking about it because it happened to Ziggy Marley.
Right.
Because Ziggy Marley make it publicly on the national television that he don't consider himself black anyway. So I care less if it happens to Ziggy Marley. Honestly, it's my opinion. You understand me? But I'm talking about the general Jamaican people who live into a black country where these European, German people, Russian people coming out hotel and Spanish, and you cannot get a hotel in Jamaica. It happened the other day, and I think I know Clarendon or St. Catherine, one of them places, brother.
All right, let me show you something,
and
right?
These things must stop.
I don't want to cut you off, but let me show you something. So I went and did my research, right? Because I wanted to see what place this was. And I didn't want to promote the place, so I didn't want to call their name. And I still won't call their name. But when I went and did my research, I don't know any Jamaicans that can afford to stay at this place that Ziggy is talking about. They have some places in Jamaica. Y'all walk with me. They have some places in Jamaica where you pay thousands of US dollars per night to stay. I saw some big 7-bathroom, 10-bedroom pool that overlooks the ocean, comes with 2 chefs, 4 security guards, a whole team of this, that, nannies for the kids, all that, that kind of place that them I talk about. So when I went and I looked it up, I just didn't push it no further. I just said, these people who own this place, they don't give a damn what regular Jamaicans have to say because the average Jamaican can't even afford to stay there anyways. They cater to a crowd that is elite. These are the people that fly in private jet to Ian Fleming instead of the other 2 airports, and they go over there. And they don't give a damn about you or me, regular Jamaican, we're out there trying to make it. They come to soak up the ambiance and live the fantasy of what Jamaica is for them, and they fly back out. They don't even stay nowhere near regular people. So the people who own the establishment that treated him like that, no matter what we say, means nothing to them. That's what I ended my last video on when I covered it. Yes. Thousands of dollars per night to stay there. It's not a hotel. It's not a hotel. It's a I would even call it a high-end Airbnb, but it's more like I would just say a mansion, yeah, man. It's just a mansion that comes fully stocked, and everybody is there to cater to you, and them flinging the people them with the house, like the pool guys there, security is there, your cook is there, nannies are there, all other kind of stuff. That was the kind of place that it is. It's not a hotel.
Yeah, it is a place that coming just like Half Moon Hotel that used to be back in the days. The average Jamaican could not afford Half Moon because it wasn't like an hotel. It's like cottage. You understand?
Right.
But you'll be surprised, Jamaican who can afford it, brother. You will be surprised.
That's another thing, my friend. The Jamaicans that can afford it, they're not bothered. That's another thing. The Jamaicans that can afford it, and let's be realistic, let's not go around because on social media, everybody going like them a millionaire. The average Jamaican cannot afford it. And no, I wouldn't be surprised that some can because there are some that have a whole lot of money. But those who can afford that, I did my research, they don't care. Okay? They don't care, and so the people who own it don't care either because their client list is so elite, it is separated from the rest of Wataguana, Jamaica. So Ziggy go, then probably see him, didn't recognize that is one of Bob Marley kids, don't listen to reggae, don't know Ziggy, even though they might know his daddy and have One Love playing in the background to welcome their guests. But they probably looked at him like, oh, who that nasty dread here? Who's this nasty looking dread? No, just dreadlocks all over the place. He looks like a criminal from Kingston, from downtown. It's downtown, them call it, don't? Yes. And who is that entourage? Why is he here with so many people? Listen, we're gonna have to deny him entry tonight here. And then later on them here say, that was Ziggy Marley, that was Bob Marley's son. That was Ziggy Marley who stands on his own. And they're like, oh damn. Shit, we should have let him in. Ziggy have a voice. Ziggy have a stage. Ziggy can go say, yo, they were being discriminatory to me over there. Who wants to hear from me and you? Nobody. That's how it went. So with that said, man, a regular thing that some things we can afford, some things we can't afford. Okay. And they play in elite circle where we can't afford Fidelity. Because we can't afford thousands of dollars of US per night to stay anywhere. So I'm not even going to act like this affects majority of Jamaicans. If it was a regular hotel where pretty much all of us, this is where we could go take our family vacation, all this, and they're like, we want most of the people off the plane that just came in from the UK, the fairer skinned people with the straighter hair. No, not you, him. Yes, no, not you. Excuse me, them. If that was going on, then I would speak up even more about it. But when I went and did my research and see where it was located, how much it cost to be there, I said, this not apply to it. This don't apply to it at all. At all. Rich people problems, make them work it out. Poor people have better things to talk about. End of the day. Right? Free promotion, negative. Yes, Jane Ander. That too. Because I never heard about that place until Ziggy situation. Then I actually went and looked it up. But when I saw that price tag, I was like, damn! Okay. Next. Did y'all know? Let's wind this up, right? We talked about the Santas. The Beryllium Robberies in Jamaica. This is a good one. Let me spend about 5 minutes on this and 5 minutes on the next topic, and then we should be out of here in 10 minutes. I'm not going to be talking forever this morning. I know it's lengthy, but we do that sometimes, right? So, Beryllium Robberies in Jamaica. There's been a lot of robberies going on in Jamaica, targeting the people who are like the Brinks here. Money, up armored vehicles, transporting a lot of money. The people who are doing it are brazen. We're seeing more videos appear of live shootout in broad daylight. I saw one video, I had to laugh because the security guard literally threw his gun in the air behind him and ran. The man fling the gun up in the ear, back at him, and run. And a shootout a go on. I said, if ever there was a you don't pay me enough for this, this was it. Now, what's going on there? A couple of things are going to happen. This is going to be short and to the point. A couple of things are going to happen. The outcome will be fast tracking Jamaica. Listen to me. The outcome will be fast tracking Jamaica into a digital currency and cashless society. That's what's going to happen. You notice how all these big robberies and shootouts, they never catch anybody. The one yesterday, it says the police saw a vehicle that was described as one of the vehicles that was used in this most recent one. I have the video clips here, by the way, of the shootout and of the security guard flinging away his gun and running. Okay, they never catch anybody. It's either the money gets taken or shootout happened, but the money never got taken this time. But don't you notice they never catch anybody? Y'all, wise up. Read between the lines. So driving fear. I'm not like to go into certain topics, because when you start opening people eye, people start coming for you. But listen, driving fear into the people, it's kind of like the same thing that happened here while the malls are dying out. Nobody wants to go hang out in the malls anymore in America. So when I go to the mall on the weekend, let me go see if I could get a pair of shoes for my son or whatever. The mall is almost empty. In comparison to when I was growing up, we used to hang out in the mall. The mall is empty now because people are scared. I don't want to be in the mall at the food court eating or in one of these stores buying nothing and I hear pop, 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 pop. Ah, pop, 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 pop. So guess what? The rise of online shopping. I could order all the things I like right from the comfort of my home, have them delivered to my door. I don't have to duck no bullets. So through fear, we'll give way to digital currency and a cashless society. Nobody is ever caught. I'm suspicious of that as Ross. So is this something that is done by people who are trained and to do this and instructed to do this, to drive fear, to drive this cashless society uproar and this digital currency thing and transactions online only versus going to stores? Another thing, the securities are always outgunned. This man is, and they're old. No disrespect to older people, but these guys are older. I saw him carrying the bag with the money, and he was literally wobbling like this, going in slow motion to carry the bag with the money. And as soon as the first gunshot bust, the man literally fling the bag and run. And he couldn't even run fast. So I know they weren't trying to shoot him. So they got these older people doing this kind of work right here. They're outnumbered. They have a shotgun and a small pistol probably. And these men arrive with M16s and AR-15s, assault rifles, Bushmasters. They're outgunned, outnumbered. I think this is orchestrated. I also watch how they do these robberies, and I can clearly see military training in this. Now, I don't know if one of their friends served in the military and then came back and he was like, yeah, I got some good infantry training and I know how to move a 4-man team to take this over real quick and accomplish this in 60 seconds and we out. Let me train, so we can go over here, so go rob one of them beryllium truck here, right? It's like robbing the Brinks. Or are these actual guys that are probably still in uniform, moonlighting as criminals, then in the middle of the day, pick up a $28 million, change my uniform, beard, ditch car, be at work in 3 hours, and watch the news? But I can see it in them. The way how one of the guys was, I won't say too much of anything, but the way how one of the guys was, he was shooting, and the way how he was holding the gun and holding a bag, and then he called up the vehicle, and as the vehicle is moving, he is leaning on the vehicle, shooting with the moving vehicle. I'm like, this is not regular people. These are military tactics that are being used. So it's either somebody who is in law enforcement that's doing these things or teaching and training them to do these things, or I'm just imagining shit and I'm willing to bet that I'm not just imagining stuff. I know it when I see it because I lived it. That's why online shopping is where it's at now. Karen says, I can't keep a straight face. Yo, the brother, no, me did have to laugh. My man dash with him own gun. And I'm like, yo, brother, at least run with the gun. That mean if them back you up round at the corner, you can't at least shoot out for yourself. Like, you know?
Roll is call up. I'll be standing tall up to face the darkest and the hardest of time.
I found one of them.
And you see, as me said that, I said, let him tall up to. Tall up a bad artist. And you know we know the hypocrisy in the music. Yeah? Yeah, man, tall up a good artist. Fix things spice. And you know, so when time I go start talk about your public in a spice, you know, say the whole truth and nothing but the truth, me I go tell the whole world, you know,
that
about
part
me
there.
and you in a spice. Roll is call up. Huh?
That part there. And I was wondering, what the hell she talking about? You know, sir, when me start talking of spice, I'll tell the whole world, the whole truth about me and you in a spice. And you know, sir, I don't know. Anyhow, watch. For those who haven't seen it, security was out of there. That security didn't stick around for a second, and then you would have to watch in the background. And the gun, the man throw it, so, and the other one, look how slow he's running, and gunshots are being fired. Called on the vehicle. I should have let it play all the way because this one has all of them. No sound. I feel like I couldn't watch this from the beginning. Okay, we can rewind it. Pop up. All right, watch this. That's the security right there. You see him run with the shotgun? All right. Now the next camera is going to pick them up on the other side of the building. Watch. When the next camera pick them up on the other side of that building now, watch what he did with the shotgun that he was running with. Brother never bust it, not even once, you know. Here he comes. That's the shotgun he just threw in the air. And then there they go. If you do not pay me enough for this as a person, my money I fling with a gun. This one that came out the vehicle right here, he had no parts in it. Just go back in the vehicle, please. There's no way I come look for. But this is Jamaica now, broad daylight. Man just see the brinks and just want to juke it down. But why is nobody getting caught? And watch how they maneuver that little car back there. And they out in the street, brawling. My boy, for him stay still in my drive. Back up. We need back up. He's backing all the way up. Yeah, the man can hardly run. He wobbling. But I don't think they want to hire young youths to do this kind of work. So them give it to like old cronies, retired police officers. Shout out to T-Babes 98 this. Oh, this is a blast. Shout out to a blast. This is a blast. But yeah, I said all I had to say on that. This is going to move Jamaica into digital currency and a cashless society. And ain't nobody getting caught. So I'm very suspicious as to what's really happening. And I don't think that this is just accidentally. I think this is orchestrated. That's just me. Our last call for the morning. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Morning, SouFLo.
Good morning, family. How are you doing this morning?
All right.
All right. Talk to Winnow.
When I realized all of this started happening.
When did I realize?
Yeah, all of this started happening. Right after
Corona, COVID.
No.
Because it was happening before that, right?
No, man. It started happening right after SFL.
After SSL?
Yep.
No, man. It was happening before that. You remember me?
No, man. The majority of the attacks.
Like how it's on. Now it look like it's every week.
Yeah.
Right. But it was happening before, but now it looked like it's ramped up, and you're right. After the SL scandal, it seems like it's every week now.
Because the money factor.
Talk to me. Educate me. Where I said?
They realize that there's a lot of money being transported to Jamaica.
Right.
And they studied Beryllium and realized that there are labs.
They don't have proper security.
Yeah, I always say it.
Is their vehicle even up-armored?
No, the one that was attacked Saturday.
It wasn't up-armored.
Wasn't armored.
And they're transporting a large sum of money in these. Aye.
Yeah. And the guns that they're using, very, very old.
Yes.
They can't match up to the M16s, the AR-15. It just doesn't make any sense.
Right. You know, I was gonna say, and this is not praising America again, but if you attack a Brinks here, you're probably going to die. Because the Brinks here have gun ports on all sides. You ever see them?
Yeah, man, little holes in the gun.
And there's a weapon that's attached to each one of those holes. And one person is always left inside of it. I don't know if one or two, but I know personnel is always left inside of it. Another thing is the driver never leaves the vehicle, and the person who is to shoot from the back never leaves the vehicle. It's up-armored, it's bulletproof. You're going to die. So them transporting these types of money in Jamaica, they need to invest in these type of things then, if that's what they want to do. Because if not, somebody just realized that they're weak fence and soft soap. And this is going to continue to happen with us as civilians caught in the crossfire, because obviously them not check and say people need to move out the way. Gunshots just flying.
Yep.
Right. So, I mean, I don't know. When we talk these things, them say, oh, no, always going that far and better than. No, we just see things that could happen that could make things better. If they were moving like Brinks in the US, that could never happen. Another thing about Jamaica law enforcement, why are they not investing more in shot spotters?
Exactly.
Yeah. Because that's another thing. You try to do that in the US and gunshot goes off from that area around the bank. At the police station, it just showed on the shot spotter monitor. It just showed where that's coming from. Guess what happens? The police are there in 2 minutes or less. In Jamaica, they have time to crash vehicle into building, to shoot out in the middle of the street, everybody running and ducking, they're reversing and walking forward and all this, and get away, and nobody responds. And then they report that they saw one of the vehicle. When they went to give chase, or when they went to pull it over, the guys in the vehicle started firing at them. This is this last one. And they chased the vehicle and had a shootout, and the guys were forced to ditch the vehicle and escape on foot. Again, if this is the US, the birds are in the air. You're not escaping anywhere. So these are things that they can invest in if they want to keep doing business the way they want to keep doing business. It's a scary environment to want to do business in.
Yeah, but we know that crime pays and somebody's being paid.
Yes, absolutely.
So it won't stop for now.
Absolutely. Well, all right, my brother.
Yeah, man, peace.
Manners. So last one for this morning. I don't know if y'all know it. I'm going to run through this one quickly, but for those of us who came up, and I'm only doing this because I was a big fan of the Fugees growing up, right? Ooh la la la, it's the way that what's her name? She was so regal and elegant and all these things. We're talking about the only female that was in the Fugees that went on to have children for a Marley, Lauren Hill, the great Lauren Hill. May I try to move fast, because may I try to wrap this up in 5 minutes or less now. So a member of the Fugees, not Wyclef, it was Wyclef, it was Lauren Hill, and it was Pras, right? Y'all remember Pras? Right. Pras is now known as a admitted FBI informant. And not only admitted as an FBI informant, but the things that Pras is mixed up in, look that I lost my story. The things that Pras is mixed up in, Pras now got found guilty on all counts and is now looking at a couple of decades behind prison. Yes, here we go. I found it back again. Shout out to Urban Islands again. So Pras from the Fugees. If you know the Fugees, you remember him. He was that other member, right? The tall one. Right. So, boy, the things that Pras was involved in is crazy. And I'm talking about buku money too. Former Fugees rapper Pras Michael was found guilty in his role in a massive international corruption scheme that involved allegations of money laundering, campaign finance violations, and fraud in one of the biggest scandals in the United States of America. Leonardo DiCaprio actually went to his trial and testified on behalf of the prosecution. Leonardo DiCaprio. Yeah. Anyways, the verdict was handed down in Washington, D.C. courts on Wednesday of last week afternoon after 3 weeks of testimony from a number of witnesses who all accused Pras of using his influence to assist foreign interests to sway the American government, including making campaign donations to President Barack Obama and Donald Trump's campaign while collecting $100 million from a Malaysian businessman to interfere with and lobby American authorities to call off a criminal investigation into this businessman. Mikel, or Pras as we know him, he was on trial with a co-defendant. His co-defendant is a Malaysian financier named Lo Taik Ho, who prosecutors says Sean F. Merlin said orchestrated the theft of $4.5 billion of Malaysia's sovereign wealth fund and fled to the United States of America with the money, where he lived wantonly and lavishly on the money. And when authorities were creeping up on him, he shelled out hundreds of millions of dollars called fixers. You take this, get them off me. You take this, get them off me. You take this, get them off me. And illegal lobbyists to sway authorities to call off the investigations. Prosecutor says that Pras was a struggling musician turned entrepreneur because, you know, the Fugees stuff dried up. They weren't really together as the Fugees anymore, selling a lot of records anymore. You know, that era, that time came and passed, right? And now you're like retro. You're no longer the hot stuff. Other Megan Thee Stallion and other people like that, Cardi B and whatever, are ruling the charts now. Your time's gone. So this is how they described them in court. Struggling musician turned entrepreneur who was approached in 2012 by the person named Lo, who was carrying the $4.5 billion. And he asked him to organize a photo op with President Obama, for which he paid him just that one thing, $20 million. Their relationship later developed to include Pras buying tickets to political events under a number of fake names and then donating $1.1 million to the Obama Political Actions Committee, all illegal, and all was done to secure an opportunity for Lo to meet President Obama. Pras was represented by defense attorney David E. Kenner, who voiced that his client was innocent. He said, Mr. Pras, he did not willfully and deliberately funnel campaign contributions. He was trying to make some money, a lot of money. And you know what? It's not illegal to make a lot of money. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what he told. Now, if my lawyer goes to Washington Post and says this in the middle of my trial, I'm just throwing my hands up and asking for mercy at my sentencing, because the judge sure is going to fry me. Anyhow, the prosecution also alleged that Pras knew that his actions were criminal when he chose to assist Low, who was being investigated for theft of Malaysian Sovereign Wealth Fund. He ripped off all of the money out of the Malaysian Sovereign Wealth Fund, which turned out to be like 4.5 or 4.8 billion US dollars, and ran to the US with it. So that's like, if I don't need to explain that. I don't need to baby that down for you. That's like if Andrew thief out the whole of Jamaica money and run come a foreign. Anyhow, an official who helped to raise funds for Donald Trump, name was Elliot Brody, he testified that he was hired to help Low avoid criminal charges by swaying the government from pursuing any investigations against him. And it was agreed that he would be paid $50 million just for that, or $75 million if he could assist even more. Brody said that he asked Donald Trump, to join then Malaysian Prime Minister Najib Razak to go golfing. They were to discuss squashing the investigation under the cover of maintaining U.S.-Malaysia relations, but the White House stepped in and they blocked the golfing session. The former Malaysian President Razak is currently imprisoned in Malaysia for his role in the fund's embezzlement. Now, Pras of the Fugees, he's accused of traveling with Brody and meeting others in China, where they discuss efforts to meet the American government to extradite a Chinese dissident whose name is Guo Wengu. They want him extradited back to China in exchange for China helping Low with his problems. Brody and another person were accused of, and they pled guilty to conspiring to violate the Foreign Agents Registration Act. So basically, at the end of it, what they said was Pras was an agent for China working in the U.S. as a FBI informant. Damn, talk about being in deep, right? But that's the end to somebody who we grew up knowing, the Fugees. Wycliffe Jean, or Jean, and Lauryn Hill, and Pras. There you have it. I'll say this in closing. I seen Pras living some nice life, right? Because I follow certain people still, and I was wondering, like, where is he getting all this money from? Because he's living pretty lavish. He's living pretty lavish. He was living pretty lavish. He was living pretty lavish. And I don't see Lauryn Hill out there touring with him, or Wyclef working with him, and he's not putting out any music, and he's not booked for any big shows. There you have it. Anyways, we're going to leave that one here this morning. Manners and respect to everybody who tuned in. Big up yourself. I appreciate you greatly. Y'all already know when this little princess walks in the room, it means that daddy, time to go. You going to say bye? Bye. Say bye, everybody. Bye, everybody. Bye, everybody. Bye, everybody. All right, y'all. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see y'all later, all right? Enough love. Peace. Get them a piece, mommy. Get them a piece. Peace. And I'm going to end it. Ta-da.